Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, our amazing viewers, depending with the time that you are watching us. I take this opportunity to invite you to yet another special episode right here on our YouTube channel. Of course, this is Kenya Trends channel, and today on my political journal, I would want us to note a very special point. Of course, some of you say that the president, William Samoei Ruto, has never lost any political contest in his career. And if we go by that analogy, then that means that Rigathi Gachagua is going home. Not my words, but your speculations, your predictions. You all say that this man is a political genius. And yes, if indeed he is a political genius, then there is no way, there is no chance that Rigathi Gachagua is going to be saved in the Senate or even at the Supreme Court. So if that is the case that is going to happen, then we are likely to see a new deputy president. Of course, those MPs who voted in favor of his impeachment, I'm talking about Rigathi Gachagua'S impeachment, have been going ahead and beseeching the president to this time do the things right. Because we all know that Rigathi Gachagua was never the priority, or was never people's choice, or the delegates' choice. I'm talking about the delegates of UDA, or those members who were present during the picking or appointment of the deputy president, or William Samoei Ruto running mate. We are told that Rigathi Gachagua got 3 votes, while Kindiki Kithure got 21 votes, and Anne Waiguru at that time got 1 vote. And William Samoei Ruto went ahead picking Rigathi Gachagua, saying that he wanted to deal or to work with someone who was at least of his age. Kindiki is a bit younger. The same applies to Waiguru, the same applies to Kimani Ichung'wah, the same applies to Ndindi Nyoro. And so he is going to be tasked with the appointment of a new deputy president. And now, speculations have been that Kindiki Kithure might be the #1 choice of President Ruto, or might be the one preferred to replace Rigathi Gachagua. But I'm here today to confirm to you guys that that is wrong, and that's not going to happen, not anytime soon, or not during the period of William Samoei Ruto. Of course, all of this, or all of my predictions, I will want to attach it to political space. You know, whatever choice he makes right now, or whatever decisions he makes right now, I want to believe it will at some point have its own repercussions when it comes to voting in 2027, or the elections of 2027. So that means, as much as he will be looking for a preferred candidate, one who will bring him votes, at the same time he will want to bring deputy president who will act as a unifying factor, the one that will try and act contrary to what Gachagua has been doing. And so Kindiki Kithure, yes, he's one of the preferred. He could be the best in terms of even skills. Of course, he's the interior CS, and he's been working very well. Remember, during this period of William Samoei Ruto, or during this period as Kindiki, during this period that Kindiki is the CS of interior, we have seen less security threats. Remember, that's the only way you can measure a good leader, or that's the only way you can measure a good watchman. I'm told that for you to realize your watchman is good, then you will realize it with the number of thefts in your compound. And when thefts, or when there are less thefts, that means you have a good watchman. So I want to believe that's the same case with Kindiki. He has tried to manage the number of threats or terrorism that were happening in the country. Remember, we were having a lot of chaos, a lot of bandits, you know, in Baringo, Turkana. But during this period, we have not had anything. So that means his policies are working, and he is executing his job as it is needed, or as it is expected out of him. So here is my reason why I don't think Kindiki might not replace Gachagua. As much as we saw during Cheke, or leaders from Meru were the first people to decamp Rigathi Gachagua, because I remember there's this time they held their meeting and they came out to the public, addressed the media, saying that they no longer feel that Rigathi Gachagua is in a position to relay their interest to the president. And so they decamped him and said going forward, they wish to ask Interior CS Kindiki Kithure to be the one acting as the linkage between them and the president. So it all began in Meru when they decamped DP Gachagua. And most of them, when they say that Kindiki Kithure should be the link, I want to believe they wanted to prefer him, or they wanted to front him to the president even in the near future, or they fronted him with expectations that someday, if this marriage between Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua does not work, then Kindiki Kithure will be the one to save the situation, to save the Mount Kenya. But come to think of it, how many people are from Tharaka Nithi? How many votes can Kindiki Kithure bring? You know, as much as we are talking about the mountain, as Gachagua has been saying, that their unity is the one that makes them strong. And that's the truth. And once you separate the East, the Embu, the Merus, from the Igembe, from the now the Kikuyus, those from Tharaka Nithi, those from Nyandarua, those from Murang'a, Nyeri, then Mount Kenya is not as strong as we think. But now, this is now the point. Those people from Mount Kenya on the western side, they are the ones who are majority. And so I want to believe that the president is going to try as much as possible to replace Gachagua with a leader or with a person from Mount Kenya West, a Kikuyu, you know. Because again, that is the only way that he can neutralize the situation. Remember, right now people from Mount Kenya, or those from the western part of Mount Kenya, feel that Ruto has disowned their son. Ruto has blackmailed them. He used them to voting for him to ascend as the president. But now, since he is the president, he has decided to decamp or to abandon them. But now Ruto will want to neutralize this situation. How is he going to neutralize it? By picking a member from that region, from that specific region. And so, I know right now what is going through your mind is that maybe Ndindi Nyoro might be there, maybe Kimani Ichung'wah, or maybe the governor, Anne Waiguru. Remember, Anne Waiguru has been the chairperson of Council of Governors for the previous 2 years. And during the appointment of the deputy president, he was one of the people who were preferred to deputize Ruto. But according to the votes, he did not gather enough. He did not garner enough. And at the end, even votes did not count. It was whom the president thought was right for that specific time. And as much as she did not gather enough votes, or she was not preferred, but I think this time things could be different. This is my bet. I think Anne Waiguru might replace Rigathi Gachagua. And this is why. I remember last year's G7 meeting. I'm talking about this G7 meeting is not the popular G7 that you know, that involves USA. No, I'm not talking about that G7. Security, in terms of security and, okay, I'm not going to talk about the G7, the popular G7, but I'm going to talk about these governors, 7 women governors. They call themselves the G7. Last year, and I remember last year when there was a G7 conference, I'm talking about the 7 women governors. Of course, annually they have their conference, and last year's conference, the president was in attendance as well as the deputy president. And when it was time for the president to address them, you know, he went ahead promising them that going forward he's going to prefer a woman deputy, a woman deputy to of course, a man deputy. And by that, he was promising them that maybe in the near future he will have to pick one of them, or he will just have to pick a woman to deputize him. But we all know that as much as yes, we have women, a lot of women in this space, but you will want to choose one who is politically advantageous to you. So by that, I want to believe that Anne Waiguru, Kirinyaga governor, might be the one to replace this man, Rigathi Gachagua. Remember, Anne Waiguru, she's from Kirinyaga. We saw ODM last year, or Azimio. They picked, their running mate was from Kirinyaga, the same place where Anne Waiguru was. And so this Kirinyaga could be a hub. picking a candidate from Kirinyaga could neutralize the situation, because the president will have or will come and neutralize the situation by telling them, you see, I removed Gachagua due to his personal interest. This man had his personal interest, not your interest, and now I'm picking this one because she might represent your interest. So, and apart from that, we have seen the president forwarding, or he has been having interest with women in his government. He has picked a number of women to in the army, in the forces. Of course, right now as we speak, our Attorney General, she is a woman. And so what does that tell you? Going forward, Ruto is going to pick a woman candidate or a woman running mate, and that none other is more qualified than Anne Waiguru. Of course, I know some of you have been talking about Gladys Wanga, but hey, I want to believe that President might not want to lose the Mount Kenya region. By picking Gladys Wanga, that means he totally disowns the Mount Kenya region, and that is not going to be a good thing for him. Politically, it's not going to be a good thing to him, and so that's it. Gladys Wanga, no any other person is going to get this ticket or this appointment apart from those who come from Mount Kenya. And now, just like I've told you, my speculations totally rely on what has been happening, relies on the president's promises, relies on his political moves. Of course, he's a genius. He's been making these moves. Some of you might come out saying that, no, you know, Anne Waiguru had a scandal. Some of you might come out opposing this, saying that Anne Waiguru might not be the right person for this because she had a scandal in 2017, 900 million. You remember the NYS scandal? But hey, Rigathi Gachagua, just the other day while we were campaigning, while it was campaigning period, remember even the government by then branded Rigathi Gachagua as a corrupt person. Of course, William Samoei Ruto, he's the most corrupt person we have ever had. Okay, this is not that I'm proving the point, but kama kuna leader ametajwa kukuwa very corrupt, it's William Samoei Ruto. But he was voted in 2022, regardless of what you people have been saying about him or what he's been branded or if it's the truth or not, he was voted in. So in the field of politics, what people or what the government brands you, it's never the case. It's not what the public might buy. And of course, you know, what happens is that there's always some sort of sanitization. So I want to believe Anne Waiguru will be sanitized with time. And yes, that's it. So we wait and see how things will turn out. Of course, next week on Wednesday, the Senate will be debating Gachagua'S fate on Wednesday. Then voting will be done on Thursday. We wait and see. There is nothing yet that we can be sure of right now, but we wait. You know, it's a matter of time. So, of course, I am your host, Presenter Dante, and kindly remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be getting our notifications every time we upload these videos. I'll make sure to update you on everything happening in the field of politics and even entertainment. So just stick around. Goodbye.